And you know what? I'm going to be nice and calm. I'm going to let these do the talking, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit. John Byrd, what are you doing?
I'm speaking the truth. The truth that nobody wants to hear, that nobody in Tampa, Florida wants to hear. You know what that truth is, don't you? Let me tell you, folks. I'll tell you what that truth is. That little mud puddle punk down there has been talking shit about me. I know he has. And you know what? I'm going to be nice and calm. I'm going to let these do the talking, baby. You know what I'm saying? Okay, little mud puddle. I've issued a challenge for slap fighting. I'm sure that would be too much for you. I've issued a leg wrestle challenge. That's probably too much for you. What do you want to do, chess? Shh. You know what? You're going to do what I tell you to do, you little punk. You can't hide behind the Bubba Army forever. Do you hear me? I'm coming for you, baby. Yeah.
Is that it?
No.
Okay. Get your microphone there, great value warrior. I gotta say, man, I was shocked when you walked in. And what do you have stuffed in your pants?
It's all natural. It's all natural.
Okay, so I guess we'll start with that. You mentioned Tuttle. And do you even know?
Excuse me, mud puddle.
First of all, I want Tuttle to know that I am a fan of his. I do like you no matter what happens here. And I'm not going to pick sides, but I'm just saying I'm a fan of Tuttle. Since you unceremoniously brought it up, let's go ahead and discuss this because I don't know that you understand where this has gotten to. Yesterday on Bubba's show, when they opened, that's the first thing they talked about. Tuttle is the guest for the show on Wednesdays. And so as soon as it opens, Bubba asked Tuttle if, he knows about this character named John Byrd out of Birmingham, Alabama, that apparently wants to fight. Here's the clip of it here.
Yeah.
And we'll assess.
Hey, Patrick Fowler, did you see where what's it called, Over the Line?
Yes, the new podcast that we have.
Yeah, the guy
from Birmingham.
The guy from Birmingham who does pretty well with Over the Line.
The thick neck.
His thick Tuttle wants to do like slap fight you.
All right.
Oh,
for real?
I'm like, man, listen, Tuttle is like stupid enough to fight anybody. Like,
yeah.
Tuttle didn't care.
I'm sorry. I believe because Andrew texted me, the host of the podcast. Did you say that Tuttle had? This is not my language. Did you say Tuttle had R-word strength?
No, yes.
They did. Okay.
No, they both.
I said he had 62 strength.
It would be an R versus an R as far as strength.
Do we have that clip? So should I send it to you, or is it just the time passed?
I have no idea what you're talking about. But
the clip of them talking about wanting to fight Tuttle. I didn't know if you needed to hear it.
Get it back to me because I don't know, Tuttle. I don't know that you saw. Did you hear it or see it?
No, I did not. I've been pretty busy with my other job, but I'm down for anything if I'm representing our show against their show.
Right. If there's an open mic and a camera that can captivate Tuttle doing something promotionally for the show, he would dive with sharks. He'd fight women. He'd would you have you ever handled a snake before, Tuttle?
Yeah, well, that one time, remember the guy that used to bring in the animals here?
David Weathers?
Yeah, he brought a snake in one time, and that
Okay,
scared
so
them.
they get into talking about reptiles and everything else, but
not slap fighting or leg wrestling.
well, and they get to that point where they discuss what the matchup between you and Tuttle would be like, which I think is a good preview. I mean, it's what people want to know, whether or not it would be a fair matchup. He's obviously got the youth. You're a little older, but I've never seen him in a state. Could you cover up your nipple? That is extremely distracting.
Sorry. Okay, is that better?
Is
that better for you?
Yes, that's much better. Just anyway, just the matchup.
I'm crazy.
The preview.
That's the difference.
No, I think
I don't care if I live or die. I'm crazy.
I think you're both in that category. Anyway, here's when he finally finds the clip of you talking about. By the way, you were taking shots at Tuttle before you even knew who he was. Like you'd never even seen him, and so we had to present him, and that obviously didn't change your attitude.
You know what we need to do? Okay, what we need to do. I did want to say this. I didn't get a chance to. I want to thank you for describing me.
Well, how did I
guy
describe
with a lot of old man with a lot of mental issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew
He
they
likes to
would.
tell the truth,
Shut up, Tony.
I knew they'd understand.
This is Over the Line. That's currently a podcast on our podcasting network, and their version of Tuttle, kind of a thick Tuttle, wants to kind of like he's seen Tuttle. He's gauged Tuttle up, and he's got a
Well, I think he's 60. I think he's had a few more, Tuttle-like years on this earth than our
I'll
Tuttle.
beat that old man's ass.
Yeah, hold on here. Hold on.
That because they've got their own guy that's like that. Tuttle.
Who is it?
His name's Tuttle.
I'll beat his ass.
We both had the
That's
same
it
exact
right there.
answer.
I
That's it, old
challenge
man.
him to a slap contest.
Do you want to see what Tuttle looks like?
Yes, I do.
All right, Tony, go up. Give us just Google Tuttle Bubba the Love Sponge, Tuddle.
Oh, he knows two Ds.
There we go. And see if we can get some images.
He's a fan.
Yeah, that first one's him. Let's cover photo from.
This one?
Yeah, that's Tuttle right there.
I will beat the shit out of him. I'm sorry. We'll both take our glasses off. I'll hang him with that tie.
Oh yeah.
Tuttle.
Tuttle, nobody talks to Tuttle that way.
Listen, look, you know how many years...
A guy that talks like that is a guy that's never really been in the trenches like you, Tuttle.
No.
You've fought women.
Yeah. I've fought crippled.
You've fought drunks.
Yep.
You've been shot at by. You've been so drunk that your whole entire body was covered with pepperonis from the bruising of the deal. This guy hasn't been through near. You've been thrown in a blue crab coffin. You've the amount of mileage, hard radio mileage, stunt mileage.
He was committed for a few days, Bubba, for the radio.
Yeah, how about that, Mr. Slap Boy? You want to take on Tuttle? Tuttle tried to hang himself and ended up in the funny farm for 4 days.
Yeah, got 8 straight days of booty juice.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I was in for 2
black
weeks.
Guys came in, 2 Ty J. Armstrongs, held him down, shot him in the ass with the Dexter juice, and he was out for 2 days.
Man, it did make the time go by pretty quick.
It did really give you a good night's sleep, didn't it?
Best sleep I've had in a while. But listen, this guy's not about that life. He's not about the radio life, okay? Like, I'm willing to go the extra level here. I've beaten women that had scoliosis. I folded her up.
You folded her like a chair?
Yeah, I folded her like a cheap scoliosis lawn chair.
Aren't you 38-1 with women?
Yeah, I lost to Chrissy Martin, former heavyweight champion.
Hold on, I heard in a controversial decision, by the way. It was close.
Yeah, I had already melted all the skin off the bottom of my feet because it was in a hot, bouncy ring.
Right.
Yeah, and drunk in between each round, just drinking.
Right, straight whiskey as instead of taking water and spit it out.
No.
You were slugging whiskey.
No.
cheap ass rot gut whiskey.
Yeah, the strongest.
You'll fold this guy.
Yeah.
This is like that scene in Fight Club where they go to this underground place and this guy Lou comes in and he's like, "What do you guys do to my club?" And Brad Pitt jumps on him. He goes, "You don't know what I've been through, Lou. You don't know what I've been through." I feel like that's Tuttle, man. He's ready to pounce and let somebody know that.
People have there's probably not been too many people in all of radio, as far as that are stunt guys or co-hosts, that have done more stunts and more things for the show that's not just sitting behind a microphone and giving your opinion, your spoken word opinion, but has been on the streets, dated drunk chicks, thought 39 women. Is 31-1, been thrown in a coffin full of blue crabs, been shot at with paintballs, you did
sodomized.
No, let's not get into that.
Jeez. Oh,
that
God.
You did the ANOP expansion, that you did the scissircle jizz.
Yeah, leave that out. Leave that out.
Those things that have personally taken you
All
aside.
right. So, thoughts?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because you know what? I've been in radio a while too. It's been about 30 years. I've been shot with paintballs, but that was usually a weekend. For me, I've been run over by a car. I have been arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I have spent 2 separate stays in the mental hospital. I've got 3 suicide attempts.
Unalive attempts.
Yes.
I've got 3 unalive attempts. Thank you very much, Tony.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lived in my car. I've lived in a cardboard box. I destroyed my marriage. My kids won't talk to me. I mean, come on. What have I got to live for?
Yeah, listen, Bubba Army, I told y'all this was our Tuttle. And when I said that, I was not exaggerating. This is our Tuttle. I mean, you're obviously a, Tuttle in a Speedo.
I will give him this. He's sharp. And you got to be careful about those guys. He's sharp. He's very quick-witted. You see the way he got Bubba to, got him to laugh? He's the jester in the song American Pie. He's the jester that stole the thorny crown. You got to be careful for guys like that. I can see that he's scheming. He wants to move up the Bubba Army ladder. And you know what? I don't worry about ladders. I'm me. This ain't no act. This is who I am. And Tuttle, you know what? Maybe after I break your leg or whatever with a leg wrestle, we'll go out for a drink or something. You know what? After I beat you, I will buy you a drink.
Wow, that's very kind of you.
Yes, and a cheeseburger of your choice or whatever. We'll become really good buddies after this. Seriously.
Well, that went better than I thought it would. John Bird's got shit all over his hands and everything. I tell you what, why don't you go change and we'll wait on you. We'll resume the podcast when you get back.
Okay, well, as I'll take this off, the anger and everything will probably go off, so I'll probably be a lot better when I come back.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Right, Puddle?
Look at the wide shot here. Look what you see. Whatever's in your pants is falling out. Go. Get. Wait, look. Back up.
Oh. I gotta say, I'm more and more impressed with Tuttle.
My God.
Bubba was giving him a good little resume there,
Oh, listen, Tuttle has got quite the resume. As long as I've been listening to and watching that show, I've seen some crazy things. As a matter of fact, it was at Christmas or Thanksgiving. We went to Missouri, and they've got you can sign up on Bubba Army HQ, the website, and listen to all their old archives. And I was going through and listening to the old Bubba Saw, which is they had a shed out back, and they would essentially take contestants, Tuttle being one of them, put them out there and just screw with them for like 3 days straight. Have the lights cut off, go in there, shoot paintballs at them. They'd set mouse traps all over the floor and cut the lights off where they couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like it was like straight torture. It's probably something that's illegal in at least 26 states. Okay, here he comes. On his way back in.
All right.
You feeling all right, buddy?
What happened? I just remember like 10 minutes ago or so, I just kind of blacked out.
Well, if my crotch was stuffed with that much summer sausage, I'd probably pass out too. The blood flow goes all in one spot.
Really? Well, I hadn't forgot.
I was going to say, did you break the pill in half this morning, or did you use the
No
pill?
way, man. Full pill.
I think what's happening here is that you've got Tuttle and you've got John Byrd just trying to assert dominance. In an initial meeting, you got two dogs, let's say pit bulls. How does that sound? Two pit bulls who have never met, but all of a sudden they meet each other in the street and they start growling and they look like they're going to attack, but they don't, and they end up, kind of getting closer until they start licking each other's butts. I think that's kind of where you and Tuttle are at.
I think it'd probably be more like, one of them gets their eye ripped off and their ears cauliflowered and they go...
No, we love Tuttle.
No, actually, yeah, we do.
And we're gonna be nice from here on out. All right, kids.
It's all about love, man. It's all about love.
We're just glad to be a part of the Bubba Army, and so far, the reception from the Bubba Army has been gracious, which I did not expect. I actually thought that we would get hammered by the Bubba Army, and there's gonna end up being an episode, maybe this one, where we get sideways with them and they start leaving some nasty comments. But we are Bubba Army. We are simply Bubba the Love Sponge fans that just happen to get lucky enough to be on the podcast network.
Yep,
we're no different than anybody else.
We are soldiers.
We are soldiers in the Bubba Army. Mm-hmm. So as we kind of recap what's happened over the past week, there was earlier in the week, there was the big speech from Donald Trump, and a lot of good lines in there. But one thing that everybody kept talking about was this little kid, DJ Daniel, that had been through a bunch of brain surgeries and everything else, and he had always aspired to be a police officer. And so I think several police departments, maybe across the country, had given him honorary cop badge or whatever it is, and Trump highlighted him at the speech, and it was really cool. The head of the Secret Service, Sean Curran, came out and gave him his credentials, and he gave him a hug and all that. It was like,
man, that was powerful.
Touching moment.
It was,
but it wasn't touching for everybody, because if you went to MSNBC to get their analysis of what they thought about this kid getting recognized by Donald Trump, this is what Nicole Wallace said.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ. And I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Wow.
How many people does it take to say, move on, we're done with that?
Like, she was doing so good, and she was like, I was really touched by it, and I hope that kid lives a long time. But January 6th! Like, shut up. Nobody cares.
Man.
These people are disgusting. They're disgusting. I mean, I don't know. I talk about them on the radio every day, but it's like, once you think they've reached a low, they find a new low.
It's always just orange man bad. It doesn't matter what's going on,
Trump actually, he talked about it. He was in the Oval Office doing some executive orders and stuff, and I think he was asked about Nicole Wallace in her comments. Here's what he said.
Good job, you do. The answer is I thought it was very embarrassing for the Democrats what happened the other night. And that's not said for any other reason other than it's obvious, it's fact. Even CNN fake news said that. They came out and they said it. And worse than CNN is MSDNC, which is the worst. And the good news is very few people watch them anymore. They have lost such credibility. And frankly, what Nicole Wallace said, I've never been a fan of hers, but and she's not very talented. But I'll tell you what she said the other day about that young man is disgraceful. She should be forced to resign.
Yeah.
And Rachel Maddow should be forced to resign. Nobody watches her anyway. I don't know if it's not possible they pay her as much money as I hear, but certainly she's lost all credibility, both of them. But what they said the other day, they should be forced to resign about that young person who was suffering greatly. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, that was. I agree. She should be forced to resign. Make her quit. Make her give up.
What's it going to take? You know, how far are they going to let them go?
Yeah, they're just disgusting people. I mean, we can't be surprised by it.
No, but it's still.
It's not. The thing is it's not resonating with people. And that's why there's massive layoffs at MSNBC and CNN. And now ABC's laying a bunch of people off. Like, it's hitting everybody because none of those people are willing to change their tune. You can still be a Democrat. You can still have leftist ideology. And you can still oppose Trump. But you're screwing up by letting your hatred for Trump blind you from everything else.
Yeah, and it's so obvious. You know, it's not like it's sort of hidden. I mean, they make it so obvious when they're talking.
On our last podcast on the Over the Line YouTube channel, we talked a lot about Canada and Mexico tariffs. And we apparently had an influx of Canadian YouTubers that flocked to our channel and our video and started wearing us out.
Yeah.
In particular,
Hey,
wearing
buddy.
you out.
Hey, guy.
They called you. They said you look like Bubbles, which is not like an incredible
No,
insult.
they didn't.
I
swear
They
to God,
actually
I'm
did.
never wearing my glasses again. This is me from now on. I want their names. I want the addresses.
But they're Canadian, so you know.
I guess he's a Canadian hero up there.
It's not like that's an insult. Is he from Canada? Is Trailer Park Boys in Canada?
They're all
That's
Canadian, I think.
Okay, well, see, that's a compliment. Canadians calling you Bubbles. Yeah, I'm not gonna say you look like Bubbles. I'm gonna let other people do that because I don't. You only look like Bubbles when you make certain faces.
Yes.
You don't You don't have a resting Bubbles face.
Who do I like when I do this?
I don't
Come
know.
on. Come on.
Kurt Russell.
Yes. How did you get that? Oh, my gosh.
lucky guess.
He's good.
But I can understand why the Canadians would be mad because this tariff thing is it's starting to become more and more apparent that it's not going to work out in their favor. And we did on the last one. We talked about the numbers and the GDP and who sends who what. Like, the Canadians are going to get hit the hardest. And the sooner, and I think their leadership knows that. I think Justin Trudeau knows that.
Yeah, it's not stupid.
But in order to keep up, whether it's a facade or you're just trying to be Mr. Tough Guy, you have to show strength 24/7. And Donald Trump's a pro at that. You have to show strength. So with that in mind, Justin Trudeau goes on TV today to speak to the Canadian people about this situation and starts to cry.
On a personal level, I've made sure that every single day in this office, I put Canadians first, that I have people's backs. And that's why I'm here to tell you all,
No.
even in the very last days of this government, we will not let Canadians down today and long into the future.
Oh, no. You can't do that. You can't cry on TV. I mean, crying's okay. I mean, everybody does it at some point. But, like, you're currently in the midst of a battle with Donald Trump over tariffs. Like, you are gifting him maybe the greatest gift of all by going on TV and crying. And I know he thinks it translates to Canadians as, look at me, I really care about you. But think about all the things Trudeau has done to Canadians.
Exactly.
From taking their money, stopping protests, all this.
Yeah.
And now he's crying on TV. And everybody, business owners alike, are in Canada starting to take things off the shelf, such as at their liquor stores. They're taking all their American liquors and all their American wines off the shelf. And it's starting to look like this. Yeah, we almost got hit with a music deal.
I was ready.
So, yeah, look at all this. This is a Canadian liquor store, and it seems as if half of their store was American-made products. And my thought is, if I own a liquor store and I've got a bunch of American liquor, I'm not taking it off the shelf because I've already paid for it.
Right.
I need to sell it and at least get my money back. So doing this in protest or whatever, I'm not getting it.
It's got a hint of TDS. You know, they're willing to cut off their nose to spite their face.
Well, for Justin Trudeau, I mean, if you think about it this way, because I know Canadians, I'm friends with some Canadians, and none of them like Justin Trudeau. But I think he feels like this is putting him in a position to become a good guy amongst Canadians and salvage his legacy or whatever it is, or maybe even to prevent him from holding elections so he can stay in power, you know, because his popularity was like low. And now here he is standing up against Donald Trump and talking about how awful we are and tariff this and tariff that. And it's like, you know, you got to ask the question. Donald Trump is tariffing us, if you're Canadian. What does he want in exchange? All right? We know what he wants in exchange. He wants you to keep fentanyl from flowing over the border. There's this argument that only 1% of all fentanyl that makes it into the U.S. comes over the border. Only 1% of fentanyl that comes into the U.S. is being caught at the Canadian border. How much is getting across?
Exactly.
You don't know because you're not catching it. So,
well, there's so many places that you can come over. You're talking about wilderness, hundreds of miles of wilderness.
Well, the reason it's important is because we have shut down the southern border.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And fentanyl dealers still have fentanyl, and they will still want to get it into the U.S. So there's one more option, and they're going to try to get it in that way. That's why it's important for them to beef up security, cover those borders, and make sure. And so if you do that, we don't have to do the tariff thing. Why is Trudeau against doing that? How does it benefit him to have fentanyl come into this country? Because it's not like he's asking you to deliver him proof that you got a bunch of fentanyl. He's just saying secure the border. Because we're not letting them come across the southern border anymore. I need you to make sure, because Mexico's working with us on that. I need you to make sure that it's not coming across the north side, and we can put a stop to this problem. Why would Canada and Justin Trudeau not just want to do that and solve this problem entirely?
Yeah, it's a matter of weighing how much money is he going to lose through tariffs versus the amount of money he could put into securing his border.
There's plenty of speculation that cartel money makes its way to places like Washington, D.C. and into the pockets of politicians. Well, if they do that here, they certainly do it in Canada.
Yeah.
So is that what's going on here? Is his cartel lobbyist telling him not to do it or what?
I don't know, but I'm just glad our president doesn't go on camera crying in front of everybody. You know, I just got to say that.
Thank goodness. Good Lord.
Yeah, but we love Canada. We like Canadians, but the ones that I know, they don't like Trudeau at all.
Yeah.
He's just done the truckers and the whole bank account thing really got to me.
Canadians are awesome. All my Canadian friends are awesome.
Niagara Falls, beautiful.
Niagara Falls is beautiful.
It's great.
But we don't like your president. It's as simple as that. And please quit booing our national anthem.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me. Okay.
Trudeau was encouraging that the other day. He's like, we're still going to boo your anthem, but we're not booing you. We're not booing your teams. We're booing a policy.
You know what? America's going to boo him between his legs. Boom. I'm telling you, man. That guy.
Maybe we should send Great Value Warrior up to Canada to have a talk with Trudeau in your spandex.
Is that what you named me when I was gone?
No, I thought I named you that earlier.
Great Value?
Yeah, is it not? You
That's
don't like
better
Great
than
Value?
Timu, at least.
Yeah, I could have called you Timu Warrior.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'll take Great Value.
Where did you get that suit?
I got J.C. Penney.
Tell me where you got it.
No, I got it from Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Temu.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't do Temu anymore. After I got that rash from those pleather pants,
Yeah.
I gave up on that.
You remember the one time you had something from Amazon, they wouldn't let you send it back because it smelled like beef and cheese?
Yes. But that had nothing to do with me. It didn't.
It smelled like beef and cheese when you got it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to correct myself because I do like Temu Warrior. That's got a nice edge to it.
It does sound, it's got kind of a Shogun kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a Chinese.
All right, you know what? Okay.
Temu Warrior.
Temu Warrior.
Good. Fun like that. What else do we got? Tucker just dropped an episode with Sam Bankman-Fried. Do you remember him?
Yeah, we hadn't heard from him a lot lately.
He's the it's because he's in prison. That's
Tucker?
No.
Oh my God.
Not Tucker. Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
He's the crypto guy, the FTX guy.
Right.
And remember, he's got a whole thing. He had a money laundering thing going on with the Democrats because Democrats would send money to Ukraine. Ukraine would invest some of that money into FTX, which was a sham company, and then Sam Bankman-Fried would then donate to Democrats, and it was just one big, big cycle. But he's in prison. He got convicted. I don't know how long he's got in prison. Does anybody know?
I thought it was like 15 or something.
15
or 10
years.
But I think he's in bunking with Diddy now.
Well,
I think they're the same place.
This is where that's where this comes in. So Tucker somehow lands an interview with him, and he's obviously in jail, I guess using Zoom or whatever, and listen to what he says about his living conditions.
You hanging with Diddy? I think he's in there with you.
He is. And it's, I don't know, he's been kind. I've made some friends. It's a weird environment. It's sort of a combination of a few other high profile cases and then a lot of, ex-gangsters or sort of, alleged ex-gangsters.
Yeah. Definitely alleged. So what's Diddy like?
Obviously I've only seen one piece of him.
Baby oil.
Is,
One piece of him.
In prison.
Hello.
And,
I've only seen him from the waist down.
He's been kind to me.
He's really gentle with my butthole.
It's a position no one wants to be in. Obviously he doesn't. I don't. As you said, it's
Look at
kind of a
Tucker's
self-righteous
face.
place for the world in general. And what we see are just the people that are around us on the inside rather than who we are on the outside.
Oh, yeah, he's on the inside already.
I'm sure. And you're two of the most famous prisoners in the world in the same unit. What do the armed robbers think?
Well, it's a really interesting question. And of course, some of them are, I think are thinking like, wow, this is sort of a big opportunity. Like, to meet people they wouldn't otherwise get to meet, which is, it shocked me the first time I heard that. Right, it makes sense from their perspective, but like, boy, is that not how I think about prison.
Sorry to laugh. No, that's such a good. I bet it's not how you think about it. No,
it's not. And laughing's all you can do sometimes. There's no better alternative. They're good at chess. That's one thing I learned. Like, former armed robbers who don't speak English, and probably didn't graduate middle school are. A surprising number of them are like fairly good at chess. Like, I'm not saying they're grandmasters, but like
enough of that. It's if I was Tucker, I would have asked him who's bigger, Diddy or Temu Warrior. Who's packing more heat?
Well, come on. It's like the Incredible Hulk with the Temu Warrior.
Yeah, I wonder. That Sam Bankman guy comes off as kind of gay, but maybe he's just super nerdy and feminine.
That's not a good combination to be in a prison.
Now he's a strange man, and just to think he was dealing with billions of dollars that they scammed.
Mm-hmm. Had all these celebrities tied in with it, like Tom Brady, and who else was a part of that?
Let's see, Matt Damon, all the people in the commercials, basically.
Yeah, he had.
That was FTX. They even sponsored Major League Baseball. All the uniforms had.
Didn't at one time they made a deal to put their name a stadium after FTX? And then all this happened. I think it fell through.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I don't remember which one that was.
It would have been like the Oakland one or L.A. or somewhere over there, I think.
Crazy. And now he's in a prison cell with Diddy. By the way, is there any interview that Tucker Carlson can't get? I mean, he's interviewing this guy from prison.
I know.
Like, come on. And we're just over here trying to get Larry Sinclair to come on the show.
It's going to happen. You got to believe.
You think the Bubba Army's well aware of Larry Sinclair and the backstory?
I've got a feeling that a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Well, if they don't, they need to find out.
Yeah, we'll show you.
Tucker had him on the show. We should have him on the show, but have him take a lie detector test and film it.
Yeah, do a polygraph. Because the story is, and now our audience knows it because we talk about it often, but Larry Sinclair allegedly blew Obama back in the 90s in a limo and did some coke with him. So
in a hotel, too. So he did it twice.
Yeah, and Obama showed up to Larry's hotel and was ready for round 2. So, yeah, maybe that'll happen one day. We also need Alex Stein on the show.
Yes.
I got to reach out. He followed me on Twitter, on X, but I haven't reached out to him yet. But I do watch his show at night. He's got a show on at 6 o'clock or 6 o'clock Central Time. And he's another one that just gets kind of guests that you wouldn't think of.
Now, he bounces around a lot. I've seen him on InfoWars. I've seen him on that one show where they call it Leftists, Lunatics Losing It or whatever, the Australian.
Yeah.
He's been on that show. He's been bouncing everywhere, yeah.
I'm going to get in touch
or I
with
guess
him.
it's Lefties Losing It, maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot. I mean, she's very qualified.
Wait, you know her? Lefties Losing It?
No comment.
Well, you said it's the Australia channel? It's the one that did a good job of like making fun of Biden and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah.
You're into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I mean, she's very funny, and that's what I like.
You like a funny?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, as a reporter, as a news reporter, she has a lot of personality.
So you like funny, ugly girls?
She's not ugly. She's very pretty.
Okay. I believe you.
Don't be so sexist. My gosh.
I mean, some people are funny and ugly. What's the big deal? It's not like it's their fault.
What are you saying? What are you trying to say?
You're both funny and handsome. You look like Kurt Russell, John Byrd. We all know. Kurt Russell and Bubbles had a baby. There's a news story that just came out about an NYPD investigator, been on the force like 7 years. And apparently, if you'll shrink that for me, Tony, I can give you all the backstory on this. Her name is Melissa. Let's see. NYPD detective under fire after showing up in a rap video with a G-string on.
Oh, crap.
7-year NYPD veteran Melissa Mercado is under fire for allegedly partaking in rapper Esquire's Doing That music video. Says Mercado is currently assigned to the Bronx Special Victims Unit and has been employed by the NYPD since 2018. One detective said, "I have no words." Are you okay over there, John Byrd?
I'm just disgusted.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah.
Let me continue. If she's performing for money, if she has a side gig, the job would want to know about that, said a source. The member would be obligated to file an off-duty employment application. I would say nothing she does in the video is the department's business. And so you can put it on the big screen. I don't know.
Make it drop.
We probably can't play that, but this is the music video.
Are they just covering up the G-string, I assume?
Yeah.
I mean, surely they're not showing the,
Are you okay?
Huh?
I'm just...
it's just I'm a little uneasy. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Okay, enough of that. But what thoughts? What? Just calm down.
What are you talking about?
Thank God he's not wearing that Speedo still. It'd have been really awkward.
Oh my gosh! Shut up.
What's the thoughts though? Like 7 years on the force. You do a little rap video. You twerk a little bit in your G-string. Like, is it that big of a deal? Does that Does that interfere with your police work? I mean, she's in the special victims unit, which means she deals with
now that
people that have been maybe sexually abused or assaulted and things of that nature.
No, I'm totally against that. Of course, what did she agreement did she sign when she came on the force? What will be considered lewd and lascivious behavior?
Well, it sounds to me like there's some sort of deal you got to sign when you become a cop that if you do something to make outside revenue, to make money,
at least let them know.
You have to tip off your sergeant or whatever, or probably file some sort of paperwork and get it approved or something like that. So I don't know how all that works, but part of me wants to say, like, just let her do what she wants to do, and then part of me is like, when people start catching her on the street while she's on duty, they're going to be catcalling her.
No,
and
I bet a lot of this has to do with when she got the job, because if you apply for a regular position somewhere, you fill out your application and you do all that, and the police force, they do a big background check, and they actually go and visit your neighbors and ask about you, and they want to know everything about you. So if for some reason she lied and didn't put this in there, if this happened before she became a police officer, then she could be terminated just for lying on her resume or whatever.
It seems like this is a music video she appeared in after she had been hired, like it's recent.
After?
And that rapper was doing a background check on her, too.
Now, did she get paid to do the video?
Yes. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, well, I mean...
Because if she did the video for free, that might not have anything, maybe there's a thing with that.
But I mean, morally, if you're in the SVU unit, that to me, if you were a detective or whatever, but twerking, showing her ass and all that.
She went from the SVU to the SUV, the back of the SUV.
Yes, exactly. So that to me, that's a thumbs down tacky.
You don't like it?
No.
You
don't like it.
You sure acted like you liked it when
I
it was on the screen.
I was disgusted. These were I was doing this.
He's like, that's someone's daughter in that on the stripper pole.
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, it's obviously bad because if you're in New York City and you get fired from your job in New York City, you must have done something pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because they hire anybody and keep them on as long as you don't go on a strip thing and go naked on a video, I guess.
Yeah, as long as you're not stripping, you can stay on the force. Because it's not like they're gonna let you. They're not gonna let you. I don't know. Let's move on, shall we? Headline reads: I told the world I got my mother pregnant, my girlfriend and her mother pregnant at the same time.
Oh boy!
Please tell me these were different times. This occurred in.
He says the headline. Let me read the headline for you one more time.
Oh, the stupid thing.
Daily Mail's.
Yeah, it keeps doing
fits. Click that first article.
There we go.
I told the world I got my girlfriend and her mother pregnant at the same time. I don't regret it, and we all still share a bed.
Wow, we got to subscribe to continue reading.
Oh, well, all right, go back one. We'll steal this from a different site. Give me
Man.
Oh, all of them are the Daily Mail. Dadgummit.
Stupid Daily Mail.
So take out Daily Mail in the search and see if we can.
Yeah.
See if we can find and then hit the news tab. There we go. A mother and daughter from England became pregnant at the same time. There we go. Mother and daughter from England became pregnant at the same time. Their children were born just 2 weeks apart. Oh, that's not it. Okay, whatever. It's fine. We don't need that. This story's disgusting anyway.
It's absolutely disgusting. I don't want to know anything else about it.
I don't need. That's enough of that.
That headline said it all.
But I mean, you do pose a decent question, which was,
yeah, did it all happen at the same time, or was it two different incidents that led to them both being pregnant?
Well, I mean, if it happened at the same time as the way you're speaking, he would have to have a double-headed Willie, wouldn't
he? Yeah, if you wanted to get down to, the actual dissecting what he actually said, he would have to have a double wee willy winker. But something equally disturbing would be, mom's on one side daughter's on the other, and and it's still in the same room, and that. Hello, no. Yeah.
I don't know what that's Jerry Springer stuff right there. I mean, at the end of the day, whatever you're into. But if he got his girlfriend pregnant and his mom pregnant,
her mom.
Her mom. Where does the titles lie? Like, okay, so it's his, each his baby, but is he
their dad?
like the mother to the girlfriend's child would be what?
His mother-in-law.
So that would be grandma.
That would be grandma.
Okay, so for the mother's child, what would the girlfriend be? An aunt?
Sister.
No.
Yeah, it's mom, daughter.
It'd be stepmom.
No, because they're not married.
Well, if they get married, it's stepmom. Right?
Oh, yeah. You gotta
that would mean you are the stepmother of your sister. So, stepsister mom.
Illegitimate, though.
Illegitimate.
In the eyes of the law.
Stepsister mom.
Gosh.
That's horrible. That whole situation's totally bad.
And we didn't get a chance to even see where that was located, so... Hopefully it's not
England.
No, that was a different story.
England. They're all from England.
Hopefully that it's not in Alabama or Tampa. We don't want it in Tampa either.
Well, it's not. I don't think it is.
Speaking of Tampa, I'm going to throw something at you real quick, Tony Gump. I just thought of this. I came across a video. I've been watching a lot of Theo Von lately. I came across a video of Theo Von explaining what Tampa is like. Just kind of his overview of how he views Tampa, if I can find it.
Well, I really like Tampa. It was fun to live there. There was always stuff to do. It's not like Birmingham. You're kind of limited here,
Yeah, and you might get shot. Yeah. How likely are you to get shot in Tampa? That's the question.
It's really, it depends what part you're in. There's good parts and bad parts.
Tampa's a fun name to say. Tampa.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good to say it. Tampa.
Okay, Tony.
Say it, Tony. Tampa.
Tampa.
See?
All right, Tony, I sent it to you.
All right.
Yes, I'm very excited to go to Tampa and especially visit the Bubba Army Studios because I have watched that studio for so long. It's going to be much like when I went to New York for the first time. This was back in, say, 2010. And you see all these things in real life that you had only seen on TV. And it was just really, it's like surreal. Let's see if I can get... I don't know. I know I was complaining about this the other day, but there's something about Apple iPhone's emails that don't go through. Like when I send an email, it should immediately go through. I shouldn't have to go to my inbox and my sent folder, and then you have to refresh it, and it's dumb. We used to have that issue when we were working together on radio.
Yep.
All right, here's Theo Von explaining what Tampa is like.
And I don't know if you ever been to Tampa, but Tampa is the kind of place where, first of all, it's a bunch of people that wanted to be pirates, I think, and then pirating went out of business.
True.
So suddenly, you got a lot of people that suddenly just straight up landlocked. And the zoning is insane. You will have you'll have a place where you get dental, and then next door, strip club. But strip club will also have, maybe they'll do, all beef patties out the back. So everything is possible. And that's one thing I really enjoyed about it. You get a used car and prosthetic limb, same place. Because the zoning is just, I don't know who did.
Okay. That's interesting. It sounds like you can. There's a lot of retail diversity.
Mm-hmm.
I would say retail diversity.
I think that's good. You can get a lot of different things you need by walking down one street.
Yep.
That is very true. When I lived there, it's kind of like that. That's for sure.
Even back then. Because what year did you move to Alabama?
I moved to Alabama in mid-2008.
Okay, so it's been since 2008 since you've lived there.
Yeah, when
mean,
I
you
was there, it was
obviously
lots
visited,
of crazies. You know, lots of the wild stories were coming out of Florida all the time. You know.
You think there's less crazies in Florida now, or has it been about the same?
I bet you it's the same, if not more. It's just a lot of people have flocked there from other states that got tired of their state. So they've had a good population increase.
According to DeSantis, 3.3 million Canadians come to Florida every year to visit, which is the worst boycott I've ever heard of. But
Tariff time for Canadians in Florida, I'll tell you that.
they charge them to come to Florida.
Yeah. Coming down I-10. Okay, that will be $750.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a good way to get some revenue up.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about one more thing. Peeing in the shower. Do you do it?
Let me see.
That means yes.
No, I mean, I have, but I haven't done it lately. Now,
When do you think the last time you peed in the shower was?
It's probably been over a year.
You think that long?
Yeah.
Not even like accidentally peed in the shower because the water was so warm?
No.
Not
No,
even
I have.
dribble?
I did get on a 4-foot step stool and pee to see if I could make it into the toilet.
Did you?
Sort of.
Tony Gomp?
Yeah, I peed in the shower before. I can't quite recall which time last because it's nothing in my head like, oh, I got to remember this day. You know,
This is a moment.
Actually, it's very good to pee on your feet. If you turn your back away from the shower and pee on your feet, it's good for athlete's foot.
That's what everybody says, but I don't have any scientific proof of that. I think somebody just wanted people to start peeing on themselves.
Well, technically, the ammonia in the urine would do some cleaning down there.
There you go, Tony.
Interesting. What about toenail fungus? Would
You
it
probably
knock
have
that
to
out?
get your foot up close to your wee willy winker to
Oh,
do
you
that.
really got to get the toenail.
Now, here, I got one for you. One time I was at a mall. This would have been the mid to late 90s, and it was in Illinois, and it was like 0 degrees, and it had rained before that, and I was there so long that my windshield froze up pretty good, and it was late at night, and I ended up pissing on the windshield to break it up to be able to get back home.
Damn.
Yeah, how hot was your piss?
Well, it's 98.6 degrees if you want to be technical, but there were no cameras back then. You know, it was like nobody was around, and I was like, and I knew it was ammonia because if you just pour water in, it's going to freeze again, right? You know.
Tony Gump. This is something I didn't know about you.
Mine would have frozen, and I'd be driving home with the piss on my car.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a situation to where it took a lot of effort just to get the car door open with the key because the key lock thing froze too. So once I got that open and I got inside the car, I couldn't see and I had to do something or I'd have been sitting there for an hour.
It is fascinating.
Did you climb up on the hood to pee?
Yeah, how did you do it?
Yeah, I got on top of the hood.
Only if there were pictures of that. Tony Gump standing on his car, pissing
This would
on
have
his
been an
windshield.
86 Mustang white convertible.
Gosh, I had an 85.
Yep.
How about that?
Good cars to pee on.
Good.
Yeah, the
cars.
ladies used to like the 5-liter back in high school.
Yeah. You dropped a liter on that 5-liter.
I really had to pee too, so it was like a double whammy workout, you know.
So the reason I bring this up, there's a story that says percentage of people who pee in the shower is leaked in a new study. No pun intended. Nearly a quarter of Americans pee in the shower on a regular basis. A survey of 2,000 people, general population Americans, reveal that 12% do so daily, and another 12% tinkle in their sprinkle a few times every week. 1/4 of millennials even indicated peeing in the shower is a daily practice compared to just 13% of Gen Xers and 6% of baby boomers. By gender, 30% of men do so regularly, 20% of women do so regularly.
Dang.
A total of 45% of Americans pee in the shower throughout the course of the average year. This guy, Clint Kreider, a licensed marriage and family therapist with Stillwater Wellness Group, offers psychological insight into what some would consider a taboo practice. He says peeing in the shower often reflects our modern obsession with multitasking, even in moments of relaxation.
Oh, my gosh.
He said, for some, it's a cheeky rebellion against societal rules. For others, it's sheer efficiency. Why wait when you're already there? But let's not overlook the symbolism. The shower is one of the few places you're truly alone with your thoughts. If a quick tinkle brings the sense of liberation, lean in. Just maybe don't make it a TED Talk topic. Interesting.
Oh, man.
That is interesting. I just...
Now, think 12, that means 1 out of every, 8 people does that.
That is fascinating.
It is. I mean, I'm only for it for medicinal purposes.
For peeing on your feet.
Yes.
Do you have athlete's foot?
Occasionally I do. Not often.
Not today?
No. I wonder if peeing works on shingles.
Give it a shot, I guess.
Well, I don't have shingles.
Well, you going to pee on somebody else with shingles?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll put something out on my Facebook. Say if you want me to pee on your shingles, message me.
Oh, my God. All right, we got to get out of here. That's enough. This has been a disgusting podcast. Absolutely disgusting. From the moment John Byrd walked in here with his spandex summer sausage to peeing in the shower and banging your girlfriend and her mom. It's just all gross.
Oh, man.
Bubba Army's not going to like this one.
Be ashamed.
Tony Gump, final words.
Final words. I've gained lots of respect for Tuttle. I think Bubba really talked highly of him, so props to you, Tuttle. That's awesome.
Yes.
And let's keep this tariff thing going. Let's keep messing with them. I'm having fun with this, but I like Canadians. You're all good, but I like the tariffs. Yeah.
We love Canadians and we love Tuttle.
Yeah, and we like our water, meat, sunlight, and sleep every day.
And we also like John Byrd, who's going to give us his final words.
No, you don't get to like me. Neither one of you do. Tony, Andrew, Tuttle, I cannot believe that you guys are saying that Tuttle's so much better than me.
We didn't say it was better. We said we liked him.
You did. And you know what? And that's fine because you know why? Because I like me. I used to hate myself. But I've learned that I can't get away from myself. No matter what I do. If I turn all the lights off in the room, I'm still there. There's nothing that I can do. When I wear these weird costumes and things, I'm trying to get away from who I am. And I finally learned to love myself, all my flaws, all my mental issues. So love yourself. No matter how fucked up you are, love yourself. And you know what? That's what I'm going to leave with. Love yourself. Well, you know what? I was joking. I love you. Tony, I love you.
All right. Tony said, all right.
I love you. And Tuttle.
Go ahead.
I'm done.
Okay. Oh, man. Can't wait to see how this one turns out. We're out of here. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Make sure y'all show us some love. Give us some loving. We appreciate it. And until next time, circus!